Hi, my name is Jackie, and you've tuned in to Jackie and the Other Side of Beauty. If this is your first time here, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today's video. And if you're returning to the channel, it's always good to have you back. For today's video, I am going to share with you some of my favorite products that I have been mostly using from my Shop My Stash over the course of a few months. So if you're interested in seeing which products had me in a chokehold, then you'll have to keep watching. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with skincare first. The first item I do want to talk about is this Sunday Riley. It's the Ceramide Moisturizing Cream. And the name of the cream is called Ice. Okay, this is a moisturizer, and this is what the packaging looks like. And I love that it comes with this little scoop. I love the scoop. Now, I've had this product before. As soon as I bought it from, they were having the 21 Days of Beauty, and as soon as I picked it up and was driving home, I was like, I think I had that and I didn't like it. So I was kind of bummed out already. But I find that it is a little stiff in terms of, you know, when you scoop it out and start massaging it into your skin. It doesn't have much slip, you know, it doesn't really glide that easily. So I find that when I go in with my serums, which, you know, I use my serums first, that it helps it to glide more easily across the skin. But I also found out with this moisturizer that the more you manipulate it into the skin, that the creamier that it gets, you know, kind of like a oilier smoothing factor. I don't know if that's the ceramide, but it does seem to have a little bit more slip. The more, you know, when it's almost dissipated into the skin, you can tell that it does start to get a little bit easier to smooth out. And so yeah, I have been enjoying this. So I'm happy that I did pick it up from the 21 Days of Beauty, because it was just like immediately, I was like, I've had that and I don't like that, but I am enjoying it. My next item is the mask, you guys, that I picked up from Fenty Beauty. And I did do a whole, what was it, Mask Monday featuring this. Let me just tell you what the proper name is. This is the Fenty Skin Cookies and Clean. It's a detox mask. And this is it right here. Again, this is by Fenty Skin. This is what it looks like on the inside. And I have been going at it in here. And I love it. I almost messed up when I put it on originally. I didn't read the directions, so I didn't know that I was supposed to, you know, the little black specks. I didn't know that I was supposed to massage it in. I just put it on my face and was just going to wait. But you're supposed to massage the little black specks in, and I guess that's the detox part of it. My skin felt so good after this mask, and I definitely would purchase this again. And while we're at it, I definitely would purchase the moisturizer again too. Now my next product is also by Fenty Skin. I have not tried many Fenty Skin products, period. So when did I pick all of this stuff up? I think it was Black Friday, maybe. I don't know. But I picked up also this, must have been Black Friday, this Butter Drop. This is the Whipped Oil Body Cream. Now, I have heard so many people talk about this Butter Drop body butter. And, you know, I just didn't believe the hype. I did not. I was like, I'm a lotion girl, so I'm good with that. It does have a fragrance. It's lovely. This I have used a few times. And what I noticed right off the bat, after I moisturize it into the skin, at first I was like, dang, you got to use a lot of this, but you really don't. And when you moisturize it into your skin, it's almost like when I would rub my legs together, you know, I would sit at my desk and I would move my legs, and, you know, I always tuck my legs behind one another, and I would notice that my legs would just glide. This was so nice. I mean, my legs were so smooth, so moisturized. Seriously, when I would tuck my legs, I would, you know, rub them like that, and it was just, they would just glide, just silky. So I was like, this is the truth. The girlies have been talking about this, and this is the truth. This is some good stuff. However, this is the 2.5 fluid ounce. I can't remember how much I paid for this because I know I got it, you know, on sale. But I would hope that this comes in a larger component because this won't last you very long. So hopefully it would, and, you know, would be worth the money then. But this is good. I really like this a lot. Now, moving on to one last skincare item. I did recently pick up this broad spectrum SPF 50 sunscreen. This is the Invisible UV Flawless Primer by Charlotte Tilbury. This is what it looks like. Now, I was kind of worried that this product would, oh, I see that. I just noticed the expiration date on the back. It expires March of 2024. I was kind of worried about this product because it was SPF 50. And I know that I have had some sunscreens that were way down from SPF 50, but they still irritated my eyes. You know, when I would put the sunscreen on, my eyes would just sting and water. And when I saw that this was 50, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to irritate my eyes. But I have not had any eye irritation or anything. And the reason that I was interested in purchasing this, and I only purchased it because I got it on sale. But the reason I was interested in purchasing it was because with all my serums and moisturizers and all the stuff that we do, and then we put our sunscreen on, I was noticing that my sunscreen was moving around on my face when I put my primer on, because I guess it hadn't dried down all the way. And, you know, with getting ready for work in the morning, I just did not have time to, you know, let it absorb for 20 minutes or so. You know, I have to go. And so I was like, you know, I need to wear my sunscreen, but I also need a primer. So I picked this up because this is a sunscreen and a primer in one. And I have really been enjoying this a lot. I've been using it every day. I did switch a couple of times back and forth with my Biossance sunscreen too. And that's probably on a day that I didn't even wear primer, because some days I don't, but the majority of the you can keep these flies out of here. The majority of the time I was wearing a primer and the sunscreen. So I like that this is a 2-in-1. So this definitely would be a repurchase, but I would have to get it on sale again because I'm just not gonna pay this much money for this. I think this was $50-something, so no ma'am. But I enjoy it. Now moving on to powders. You know, I had this Huda Beauty powder in Kunafa, and when I did my Shop My Stash in May, you guys remember I was telling you that the Kunafa was just so yellow and I really didn't enjoy using it. So I took my other powder by Huda Beauty, the one in, I don't even know how I could forget the name, but I forgot the name. I took the other Huda Beauty powder and I mixed it in with this one to kind of lighten up that yellow tint a little bit. And I have really been using this more because it's not so yellow underneath my under eye. And it's just a great powder, especially for the summertime. So I'm glad that I, you know, was able to use this because I just want to hurry up and get rid of these itty bitty little trial sizes or sample sizes. So I was, you know, glad that I was able to add the other Huda Beauty powder in with this to brighten it up so I could use it, and hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to use it up. It doesn't look like there's all that much powder in here, but you really can't tell in these containers. But yeah, I enjoyed using it now that I can really use it. The next product that I want to mention is this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood highlighter. I do have it on today. And I have the shade Gilded Glow, which really turned out to be the wrong shade. But, I mean, I'm not going to say it's the wrong shade. It's not the shade I intended on buying, but I do like this shade. Now, one thing I will say is that this is kind of hard for me to open. I don't know. It's just like the button. I guess you have to really put your finger up underneath the button and press it and pop it up. So this is kind of hard to open, but this is what the highlighter looks like. And like I said, I am wearing it today. And I mentioned to you guys that I do think that this is refillable. See it right here. I do think this is refillable because it kind of spins around. I could hear it when I close it, how it moves around in the pan. So I think this is refillable. So I was going to say that this would not be a repurchase because of, it must be because there's a little place where you can stick the pin in to pop that out and put the new one in. I was going to say this would not be a repurchase for me because this, you know, was expensive as well. But since it's refillable, I may pick it up again. But chances are I will never use this up. Who goes through a highlighter? I know I don't. I don't even make a dent in a highlighter. So I probably won't really have the need to pick this up again. But I do like it. Okay, you guys, this next product took me totally by surprise. I have said in plenty videos how much I did not like this product. And, you know, I am known to give products a chance over and over and over again, which sometimes works out for the good, sometimes it doesn't. But in this case, it worked out for the good. And I know I have some witnesses out there that can say I talk trash about this foundation, telling everybody I didn't like it. But when I put it in my shop, my stash, and I got to use it quite a bit this time, I think I like it. This is the Best Skin Ever foundation by Sephora, and I have the shade 50N. Look at this action. I was using this, you guys. And it wasn't laying down because y'all know I stand my foundations up. Yes, I think I like it. I got some good wear out of this foundation, and I think initially it was just something about the color that made me not like the foundation. And when I started wearing it again, I was like, you know, the color. But as I wore it more and more, and then looking on the Sephora site, when I realized I don't think there's another shade that I could have picked other than this one, so I kept wearing it, and I don't know if the color grew on me or if it was just my imagination from the jump, which I know it wasn't, but all of a sudden I started liking this foundation on my skin. So I beg to differ. My bad. This I was loving. So I am not going to declutter this. Remember, I was like, it's on the ropes. I'm about to get rid of this. So I have changed my mind. I'm going to keep this in my stash. And yeah, I'm happy to have it now. My next product, you guys, I tracked this product down because I had a sample of it. And you know how they give you those little samples where you rip it open and you can use what's inside. I had gotten a sample of this, which, by the way, is no longer available. So like I said, I had to track this down because I love the sample so much. And I don't think that I have ever used any products by this brand before. So I used the sample, tracked the real item down, the full size. And when I tell you I'm mad about it, I honestly love the product, which is the Beauty Blender. It's called the Leveler. It's a pore minimizing primer. This is it right here, and I have the shade Tan Deep. I really like this product. The problem is when I had the little sample where you rip it open, it was easy breezy. This doggone packaging here is this hard plastic, and you squeeze for days before anything comes up because it's so hard. So I can't go and squeeze it on my face. So now I typically squeeze it onto, if I'm sitting here, I'll squeeze a little dot or so on the table, or if I have something, a lid or something, I can squeeze it out on, because this is hard to get out. And so that's the only con about this product. Now the pro about it is, of course, is smoothing, pore minimizing, and because this is tinted, it does add that extra little bit of coverage for you. Let me show you what this shade looks like. I gotta squeeze it on top of the table because this is hard. This is ridiculous. All right, so this is it on my finger, and we're gonna put it right here. See it? It's so smoothing, and like I said, it just adds just that extra bit of coverage. You see how it kind of blurred out my vein right there? So that's why I like it. Pore filling, smoothing. I just hate this package. I hate the packaging of it. It's just, ugh. Anyways, I picked this up on eBay. I was able to track it down on eBay because I was so impressed with the sample I had. So I'm happy to have it, but I hate the packaging. My next product I was using like nobody's business. I think I had it in my April Shop My Stash along with the Sephora foundation. I also had the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Skin Tint, which I have the shade 20. I was loving this. I feel like I don't get around to my skin tints as much as I would like to. And it's not because, you know, they don't have good coverage, because I actually think this has great coverage. It's just, I just have too many foundations and stuff now. So I was glad that I got a chance to use this for a full month. I mean, I didn't use it every day, but I'm glad it was in my Shop My Stash for a full month. So I know I made good use of it. And I'll probably be pulling this again probably within the next month or so, because as we dive deep into this Texas heat, which is just AKA for humidity, you know, your makeup just literally starts melting. You guys, we have had so much rain. We haven't had this much rain in a few years, that it's just rained almost every single week and for several days during that week. So we just had a lot of rain, so the humidity's been high. So I'm probably going to be pulling this skin tint again within the next month or so, because as things continue to heat up, you know, the makeup's just gonna melt off your face. The humidity in Texas is outrageous, and we've had a lot of rain, you guys. So the humidity and the pollen and everything has just been at an all-time high. So I probably will gravitate to this, just something a little bit more lightweight, so I don't have to worry about a heavy foundation. So yeah, I probably will be grabbing this, but in the month of April, I was loving it. So again, I have the shade 20, and this is the Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. I really enjoyed this, and this would be a repurchase. I want to say I'm so happy about, I have not tried many products by the brand. As a matter of fact, I think I've only tried 2. But the first one, I'm not really thrilled about. But this one right here, I was over the moon in love. Like, this was in my April Shop My Stash, and I was using this around the clock. And this product is this is the Danessa Myricks Beauty. And I have the Yummy Skin Blush. in the shade Prima Donna. This is the packaging. Packaging is so pretty. And this is what the blush looks like. I use this blush so much. So much. And I'm so happy with the shade that I picked out. Isn't that pretty? It's just gorgeous. So I was really pleased that I had a product by Danessa Myricks that I really love. So this, if I were ever to get through with the blush, this would definitely be a repurchase. This is a cream blush. I don't know if you can tell from the pan, but this is a cream blush, not a powder blush, and I really enjoy using it. Now, speaking of blushes, I do have another blush, and I just did a TikTok, Instagram, all the things on this blush. And this is the cream blush in the shade Spicy by Colored Rain. I love this blush as well. And the one thing I like about this blush is that this isn't an orange shade that you would see often as far as a blush. This kind of looks like, this orange, when you're applying it, kind of reminds me of like this, not neon like this, but kind of reminds me of this shade of orange. When you, I don't know what is wrong with me. I just dug too much out. Let me put this somewhere. You see how that, you see that shade? That is not a typical orange colored blush. This just, I just love it. You know, when you think of orange, you know, you're thinking, to me, I'm thinking like a orange pumpkin, something along that shade. But this is more along this shade of like a, maybe like a tangerine or something. But this is not your typical orange shade. And I don't know if that's what draws me to it, but it looks so good on the skin. And like I said, I love the shade of it. It wears wonderfully. It doesn't fade. And I was just loving this last month. In the month of May is when I was wearing this. And right? Yeah, the month of May is when I was wearing this. And I got some really good use out of it, as you can probably tell, which I just messed it up by doing that. But I got some really good use out of this. And I'm telling you, I'm starting to really get into the cream products. You know, I've always used some of the cream products. And speaking of one that I forgot to bring in here, let me grab it. Let me hurry up because I don't want to keep you guys long. So here lately I've been using a lot of cream products, and I've used them and enjoyed them, but sometimes I felt like I didn't really know the best way to use them. But I've really been enjoying them lately. And let me segue to this blush. This is a liquid blush by Rare Beauty. And I know I've mentioned this before. I have the shade Love. This is another one. I wore this a lot in April, was it? Yes, in April, I was wearing this a lot. And I enjoyed this blush as well. This is just, I do, when I use it, I do kind of scrape off and then apply it. But, this is such a pretty shade. And I wasn't, you know, afraid to get too much pigment from it. I wasn't, you know, I just wasn't afraid of it. And I just love this. I love this Rare Beauty blush. And I love that it dries down matte. The Danessa Myricks dries down as a powder. This cream right here, you know, I will go and set it on top didn't move, didn't budge. And this Rare Beauty, I know she's added some more shades to this blush, and I am definitely wanting to pick up, I think I saw 2 more shades that I'm interested in, so I probably will be adding some more of her blushes, as well as the Danessa Myricks. I know she has another one that I have my eye on, but I don't want to get too blush heavy because you just never go through them. At least I don't. So anyway, this Rare Beauty is a keeper too. I love it. This shade Love is just so pretty on melanated skin. I have to say, gorgeous. And guys, we're almost done. Speaking of Rare Beauty, let me mention this mascara, and I'm up to the full size now because I used that little sample size up so much that I went ahead and opened up the full size. And this is the Rare Beauty mascara in the shade Black. Just gives such great length and volume. Now, I've told my sister about it, told her to pick this one up after, you know, I had talked her into the Monsieur Big, and we bought tons of that. And now I'm telling her, well, we got to have this one. This is the best. So I told her to pick this one up. And this one, like I said, has great length, great volume. Now, with this one, I find that I start loving it around maybe the 4th or 5th use, because when you open a mascara, it just seems like it's just so thin, and you got to go in and in and in. So yeah, this one I love around the 4th or 5th time. Then it's Bay. So this one by Rare Beauty is a must-have for me, and I will repurchase this one again. This is an oldie but goodie. I have a lipstick that I was wearing last month that I really loved, and it's called Rebel Rouge, and this is by L'Oreal. This is what it looks like. Now, it's so weird, but a friend at work got me this lipstick for Christmas one time. I was just like, who does that? Because, you know, to me, a lipstick is a personal thing. You know, you wouldn't know what another person would like, or you wouldn't know what would look good on, you know, the skin tone or anything, but it was appreciated. And as you can see, it's in my favorite, so she must have known what she was doing. So this is what it looks like. Isn't that such a pretty shade? This is so pretty, and I was eating it up last month in April. I was eating it up. It's so pretty. So, and again, this looks good on my skin tone. I don't know about any other skin tones. You may not like your lipsticks as dark as this, or really, to me, it's not really dark, but you may just not like this tone. But for me, I love it. So this was good. And again, this is in the shade 980 Rebel Rouge by L'Oreal. It is a winner. And you guys, now we're down to the palettes. We're almost done. I only have 3 palettes to talk about. And one of them is the palette that I have on my eyes today. I created this look for TikTok, and then I posted pics on Instagram and on YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing it, head over to my TikTok. It's Jackie Taylor 516. I think. And it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills collaboration with Jackie Aina. I have this palette on. It was in my May Shop My Stash. And I really think that I pulled a good selection of palettes for May. I was going to say, I think I used this one the most, but no. I think I use all of my palettes like the most. These were good palettes that I pulled, but this is the palette right here. And so with this one, I have this shade right here above the crease, this shade right here in the crease. This is my outer corner shade right here, and then this shade right here is on the lid, and then this is in my inner corner right here. So this palette, I really love the look that I created. This palette is just, it's just the best. I really hesitated in picking this palette up. This palette was out for I don't know how long, and I just wouldn't get it. But then Lynette and I were talking about it on Instagram, and they were having a sale on it, I think at Macy's, and picked it up, and the rest is history. I'm so happy I have it. My next palette, don't ask me any questions about it. I still don't know the story. I am not a Star Wars fan, but this ColourPop palette, speaking of Lynette, she laughed at me when I did this video because she is a Star Wars head, and that is not me. So she knew I didn't know nothing about this palette or what I was talking about. But this is the ColourPop palette. This is the Star Wars Mandalorian palette. The child palette, I guess, is what it's, see, I still don't know, but it says Mandalorian, and then, so I guess it's the Mandalorian, the child pressed powder palette. That's what we're gonna say. And this is the color story. It's the cutest little palette, y'all. Look at this. I don't know his name. I don't know his name, but look at him. Isn't he cute? And these are the shades for the palette. So nice. Oh, I've been on social media like a crazy woman lately. So I know I did a TikTok and I did a TikTok with this eyeshadow palette on, but it wasn't about the palette. I just was wearing this eyeshadow palette when I did the TikTok. And it may have been for this cream blush that I was wearing. May have been for that. Not 100% certain, but it may have been for that. But this palette, oh, I love this palette. It is so pretty. And really, I love this shade right here. This shade is called Right Hand Mando. And it is such a eyelid brightener. You know, sometimes I would put this green on and then pop this in the center, and bam, it just brightens up your eye look. This is such a pretty shade. It just lightens up the eye look. See that shade right there? Then I would take this other shade that I just showed you and pop it in the center, and look at that shine. Just gives it it would just brighten it up so much and make it so pretty. So I really enjoyed this palette a lot. I dipped in it all the time. Sometimes I would just dip in it for just one shade to add up underneath my eye. I think I did that today, but I also hit it with a little highlighter. But this, yeah, this one, and I used so many shades when I made that video, that TikTok. I remember, I don't remember the exact eye look, but I know I used this shade. I know I used these 3 shades, and I'm not sure if I went in with this shade or this shade on the lid. I'm not sure, but it was a really cute look. Love this palette. And lastly, before we end the video, I know there's a little controversy with Tarte once again, and that really saddens me because I had just started feeling comfortable buying from Tarte again. So, but I do have a palette by Tarte, and I'm keeping my palette. I love this palette. So you guys saw me do a look with this palette, and it is the Sweet Tarte Cravings palette by Tarte. This is the packaging of it. And this is what it looks like. It smells delicious. It smells so good. But this palette is so pretty, and I'm glad I picked this one up. It's such a pretty palette, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to using it again, but I hope it will be soon because I love the look I was able to create with it. And there are some shades that I didn't get a chance to dip into that I would love to see how they perform, but I did swatches, so I know every shade that I swatched performed really nicely, but I do want to see what other kind of combo I can come up with this palette. So you may be seeing it pretty soon again, because I love this palette. I love using it, and the look that I created, I really enjoyed. So you guys, that's it for my favorites. You know, I always have to give it another once over. So that's it with my favorites. These are the favorites from the past few months. And again, most of these items were in my Shop My Stash, so I really got a chance to use them over the course of a month. So I think I have a pretty good handle on them now. Like I said, the Sephora Best Skin Ever Foundation blew me away, so I'm happy that I did not declutter it. And within these products that I've talked to you about today, there weren't any items that I would not repurchase again, unless it comes to cost, but not performance. So that's it for today's video. If you did enjoy seeing my favorites, please consider subscribing to my channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and ringing the notification bell. It just lets you know each and every time that I upload a video. And share the channel, because you know I don't mind. And lastly, please know that you are always welcomed and wanted here on my channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, my friends, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.